Left Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
Donald Trump selected Stephen Miller as the Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Miller will oversee the administration's agenda. His involvement in Project 2025 highlights a continued emphasis on conservative policy implementation. Ace, what are some of your concerns with this nomination?
I'm a big fan of the West Wing. I don't know if everybody looks at that, right? So if you look at the West Wing, they break down what the West Wing looks like. And they have one position, the Deputy of the Chief of Staff, right? I can remember some of the characters, and for whatever reason, I can't remember his name. Toby's one of the guys, and then the older gentleman is the Chief of Staff, and he runs around the president. And they got, I think his name is Josh. He's the Deputy Chief of Staff. End of the day, end of the story, that cat makes everything run.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the people in a position, but the guy who's pushing the button, the dude who's going down to the hill, the dude who's doing all of that is the Deputy Chief of Staff. And I think his name was Josh. I can't remember off the top of my head, but awesome show. But understand, when you're hearing these positions that people don't have, that you don't understand, are usually the people that are doing the work and making the things run. Stephen Miller has been put into that position. Why is that messed up? Well, Stephen Miller is one of the main architects of Project 2025. Probably when they say Project 2025, the mandate of leadership, his name comes up. A lot of crazy things that he did. He wrote the Muslim ban pretty much when Trump was first in office. He did that. He's big on the mass deportation. He's going to write the stuff. Homan's going to enforce the stuff pretty much. He's into building these, what they call them, immigration camps and pushing people over there. Mm-hmm. Here's the scary part about that. Stephen Miller is of Jewish descent. His family, his grandparents came through Ellis Island from World War II. They're immigrants. He's an immigrant family. He's talking about doing the same thing to people that were done to his people.
Yeah.
Ain't that sick? You know what I'm saying? He backs up and follows our right-wing agenda to the letter. Doesn't even bend away from that. Some crazy things that he's talking about that a lot of far right-wing extremists talk about is deporting families, not only if they're immigrants, but even if they're U.S. born. You know what I'm saying? So, and with that being said, they really want to rewrite the Constitution that if you're nationally born, they can take your citizenship away, even if you're a natural born U.S. citizen. These are extreme right-wing agendas that Stephen Miller follow. And stripping some immigrants of their citizenship, of course, they want to do that. Well, how do we all get salt in that table? A lot of black people say, well, immigration is not my problem. Well, if they go into the Constitution and say, we're going to take away national born citizenship, it becomes your problem. Because now they can say, we're not, even though we were here, born naturally, generations, they can say we're not citizens. They can do that to Native Americans, which they've been trying to do for the longest.
Yes.
They've been trying to wipe them off the earth. Right-wing extremist. So, like, a lot of people, when they understand, we start talking about politics, like where some things aren't your problem, and you vote against those things, you're really voting for the people that are really just trying to get rid of you or do things against you. You got to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people are like, hey, it's a lot of people that voted for Trump because racism and immigration weren't their problem. You know what I'm saying? And like you just explained, Steve, just a few minutes ago, it can become your problem when you start paying $45 for a salad. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Immigration ain't your problem. It can when you find out they repealed the 14th Amendment or something of that nature. You're not a legal citizen anymore. Yeah, that's probably extreme on my end, but it can happen because you have extreme people talking about that. Yeah. And unfortunately, Stephen Miller, who's in one of the top positions in the White House right now, backs that up hypocritically when he came from an immigrant family himself. What's the difference? What was the difference in the 40s when your family was trying to get over here and coming through Ellis Island? Mm-hmm. I forgot that the Statue of Liberty doesn't welcome everybody. They only welcome European immigrants because that ain't a problem. That's never been a problem.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the southern border is just, it's crazy. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And I want to note something. When you look at this, you never see any truly pragmatic reforms in immigration ever suggested. Now, pragmatically, there are a certain number of people who might not legally, might be here illegally and might be undocumented, okay? Pragmatically, some of those people are going to in order for America to function, not function good, just function, some of those people are going to have to stay. You have never heard, and I hate to say this, anybody on the left or the right say, you know what, we need to get some type of reform so these people can stay. We need to get some type of reform so these people can get their damn paperwork right. So what you're seeing is this. The right uses immigration to scare people. The left, because of the right, is afraid to put forth that type of program because they don't want to seem weak on immigration. Mm-hmm. If we're going to have some type of true immigration reform, we're going to have to acknowledge some of these people are going to have to be here. Mm-hmm. Some of these people are needed. A lot of these people are needed. You can't look at people, and I think that it is different in different parts of the country because I feel like maybe if you're somewhere in the Midwest, within your ties to immigration might be slightly different than a person's ties to immigration in Texas or Florida, mm-hmm. because you're not really seeing the benefits. You're not seeing, okay, well, these people are working, these agriculture jobs. These people are helping in the housing industry. These people are business owners. Okay? These people are employing people. When these people leave, this would damage our economy to a very large extent. And if we don't really look at that and acknowledge that, as a country, we are going to be in trouble. And you people who voted on your bottom line, your pocketbook, which it seems like a lot of people did, your pocketbook is going to be affected, but not in the way that you thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably like it's crazy he's putting the governor of South Dakota in charge of immigration. Like,
she should be the head dog catcher.
She ain't got no idea what the hell's going on with immigration, but she's in charge of it. Yeah, man. Things are serious, people. I don't know anything else to say about it. And a lot of people, I don't think, took it seriously. I mean, I think they got kind of tired of the shit show of the election and just was tired and over it. And some people made some choices that I think they're going to really regret come January 2020. And that's not, look, I'm an independent. I like a lot of Democratic people. I don't, I like a few Republican people. You know what I'm saying? But I consider myself pretty moderate in the middle. But I base my thing on a lot of common sense. If a duck quacks, it quacks. And Donald Trump said this is what he's going to do, and this is what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Project 2025 is a smart version of him saying what he's doing. Some smart people got behind him. Evil fucking people. But smart people got behind him and came up with a plan that he lied about and said he didn't know nothing about when he was implementing this plan from the beginning. Since his 4 years of being out of office, this is what he jumped up and inherited. And like Malik said, he went through and he's designated, I didn't like this last time, I'm going to try to eliminate that. I didn't like what they did this time, I'm going to try to eliminate that. This is the doctrine that's doing that for him. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that he's putting in place to do that for him.